Hey guys, so excited today to do a video I've been wanting to do for a couple weeks now, which is my top 5 YouTube channels. This is a fun way for me to show you all some channels that are really great to follow, that will help keep you inspired, keep you fit, and keep you happy. These are some channels that I've been following for years, and honestly for me, as someone who works really hard, who's really driven, who's driven to make 2023 the best year of my life, they help keep me focused. Before I start, yes, I do want to readily acknowledge that I am wearing the Texan flag on my body right now in the form of a shirt. If there is any hate in the comments, you will be blocked because Texas is awesome. Moving on to this video, my top 5 channels. I'll go from my 5th favorite to my number 1. Number 5. This comes as no surprise, but it's the Acting Career Center. What this gentleman has done on his YouTube channel has been really helpful for me as an aspiring actor. So many people want to put their stuff on YouTube, even though it doesn't have value, right? Hopefully that's not me. They'll just put stuff on there when it doesn't really help people, it doesn't help them provide value or give them resources to be successful in their own lives. Well, that's not the case for this guy. He gives real advice on acting, and it isn't something basic like make sure you have a reel or make sure that you have a slate. Even though he does cover these things, he gets very specific. As someone who's trying to be an actor, he has a lot of industry knowledge that you're not going to find on a Wikipedia page or Google search. My 4th favorite channel has got to be Athlete X. There's a ton of really ripped people out there on YouTube, but the fact that he has specific exercises for specific scientific reasons, the reason why he does certain workouts and he doesn't do others, I find it so fascinating. And not only that, but it's cool to see that he has a reason for it rather than, oh, this just helped me get really ripped and big. I've been following him for years, and he's really helped me to stay focused on fitness, because whenever I see his video on YouTube, it's a reminder, hey, I better go out there, go for a run, or go get some weight training in. My 3rd favorite channel is Real Men, Real Style. I absolutely love listening to Antonio Centeno because his advice isn't just about style, it's also about being a businessman, how to be a good father, how to be a good man, what are some qualities that make a good man. And I just, as someone who wants to be a very good man, who's a father to an 8-month-old, who's a husband, I really want to be the best that I can be. And he's a man who's walked the walk. He's a native Texan, so I respect that. And I really enjoy listening to his advice because he speaks as someone who has walked the walk. He speaks as someone who has actually done the things rather than someone who's just trying to be some internet famous person. And I really respect that. The other thing he talks about is, of course, fashion. That's the majority of his channel. And it's helpful to hear from him that it's important to appear in a way that's respecting yourself and respecting your family. In some ways, respecting where you're from. A lot of people like to walk around in their jogger shorts or like to walk around in sweatpants or something like that. But the bottom line is we need to have respect for ourselves. And the way we do that, the way that we show and command respect from other people, is we need to dress appropriately for the situation that we're in. My 2nd favorite comes to no surprise to anyone who knows me. It's got to be Jordan Peterson. You know, I've been following Jordan Peterson since 2017, and besides Jesus Christ and my father, he probably has had the biggest impact on me as a man in my entire life. He's the guy who taught me to take personal responsibility. You know, as someone who was young, it was hard for me to take personal responsibility when very difficult things happen, and very difficult things do happen to everybody. And it left me in a place where I felt sorry for myself and where I truly was struggling. What Jordan Peterson said wasn't, oh, you're going to be okay. He didn't necessarily say, oh, it's everyone else's fault. He said, no, you need to take personal responsibility. You need to be conscientious. And he also gave some standard practical tips, such as make sure you wake up and eat a big breakfast to help yourself out. Make sure you're sleeping a lot. That sort of thing that helped me as a young man to self-regulate myself so that I could contain my masculinity, so I could contain my anger, so I could be, like he likes to say, a monster who's in control. I have so much respect for him, and honestly, if you're a young man or even a young person, but especially a man, who's struggling, who's not sure how to live life, I don't know what else to say besides go to his channel and just watch some of his videos. You can watch the shorter ones too. I know he has a lot of long ones. But if you're wondering what is life actually like, not what do mom and dad think, not what does my professor think, or not what do I and all my 17-year-old wisdom think, but how is life in reality? What do I actually need to face? He does a great job of just presenting you with the facts and presenting you with a common sense conclusion to those facts. Highly recommend. My favorite channel on YouTube has to be the Mark Driscoll channel. I think he calls it Real Faith with Mark Driscoll or something like that. He's changed his name throughout the years. But it's basically my favorite pastor, Mark Driscoll. He has a channel where he'll release his Sunday sermons, also his Wednesday sermons, some advice videos. You know, he's just a man who I really respect, who's masculine, who's taken control of his life, who has 5 kids, a wife who loves him, a very, very thriving church. I don't plan to be a pastor, but I do want whatever I work on to be thriving. And especially as a man, again, it's really cool to hear advice from a Christian perspective. And I love that he's willing to talk about everything. He can talk about some pretty awkward things on the stage too, but it's stuff that everyone needs to learn about, stuff everyone needs to think about. And it's encouraging to hear it come straight from the Bible. He'll read a verse and then he'll help you understand what it means in this current world and what implications there are in this current world. Highly recommend, if you're a Christian man, highly recommend taking a look at his Real Men series or just taking a look at his sermons. He also has them on Spotify. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my video. I know it's a little bit more personal, and this one didn't have anything to do with acting or movies, but I wanted to share with you all 5 channels that I look at on a weekly basis that keep me centered in the type of man and the type of person that I want to be and help me stay focused, because I have a lot of goals here in 2023. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe. That really goes a long way, and I'll see you in my next video.